Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Bad Boy Cartel. Today I'm chilling with my homie, West Hommes, Montiago. Baba Bonita, man.
I give West Hommes, Montiago, and got into government.
Yeah.
But I give West.
Yeah. Emergency, what's going on, my nigga?
I've been sent by God, dog. That's how I feel, honestly. And I've honestly wanted a platform to get this shit out, talk about the shit that I want to get off my mind.
Yeah.
But besides that, Key West, Buffet to West Hommes, Montego, Mostrate, how easy. If you don't know, you don't know. I'm an artist. I'm a trader, I can say that. I cook good food. Ladies, wanna pull through.
Yeah. What's your best meal, bro?
My best meal?
Yeah.
I think it changes because like I cook something so good that the next time I cook something that's better, I'm like, this has to be my best meal, what I'm saying? But my last best meal was a T-bone.
T-bone steak.
Yeah, inspired by you.
Oh yeah.
Because Popula Nobel La Legion, Motorle Braille T-bone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, bro. Also the clothing brand. Would you call it a brand, or what's that structure? Are you designing clothes or just telling a message with the clothes?
Yeah. It started off with me. So I have this concept. Lafoli is the name of the clothing brand. I haven't really sold clothes, so I can't say it's a clothing brand, but it's a concept that will be finalized. But I have this thing called eyewear. So it's
eyewear.
Yeah. Informative way.
Oh, yeah.
So what I was like, everybody wears clothes, right?
Yeah.
You have to go out wearing something, and your clothes should represent you in a way.
Unless you vend. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah.
So it's like how batho ba spina mogasi ba spina efetsa mo banya go reka di diesel and di color feel because of it's like they want a certain aesthetic, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
The nigga doesn't want to feel like he's got cash, but then his clothes doesn't show that.
Yeah.
So I was like,
cash,
yeah. So I could say I'm a friendly guy. I like talking to people, getting people's insights. So as I've been talking to people, I was like, people don't realize certain facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? People are misinformed.
Yo,
And
bro, you gotta give them a little look now in case the ladies also watching,
So people are misinformed. So I was like, what is the best form of advertising, or the best way that I could get an idea out?
Yeah.
And I thought about clothes. Because, you see someone and you're like, hey, look at what this nigga's wearing and what. So clothes is like something that brings everybody in common, unless you live in a village somewhere in Burkina Faso. Shout out to my people in Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
But so I was like, I have the clothes with me. I don't know if I can.
Yeah, we can see it, bro.
So this is the concept for the clothes. Hey, I fucked up with the printers. So you see the printers fucked up.
Yeah.
But this was R. Kelly. This was one about R. Kelly. So it said abuser on the front, and this is on the back, just information about R. Kelly.
Yeah. Shit.
So this is one of them.
Yeah. Let me hold it up for you.
Yeah.
So it says, born in January 8, 1967, Zodiac, Scorpio, oh shit, Capricorn,
yeah.
Shit, bro. What does it say here?
Yeah, you see, as I was saying, the print is fucked up. So the reason why I didn't want to start the brand is because I wanted to see shit like this, how long the printing would last, because I don't want customers to say, hey, I bought your shit, yeah, for because Gauta, no any scene got Galxboy, shout out to Tots, but Uta wanted to give us out there for
As a some bank,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mara fela ha nna pitori tshwanelo no dwadla Galxboy ba fetu. Banyana ba ka, please ke brand ya mo Pitori. Are being proud of it, what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So here's another one, Lafoli. This one came out nice. I don't know if cameraman it's a bit. Yeah, so it says Bur Lives Matter. So this is Nikki Oppenheimer, this is Johan Rupert, this is Christo Was.
Yeah.
So these guys, I could say, control South Africa. I'm not gonna be afraid to say it, because this nigga went to Donald Trump. I don't know.
At the White House. Yeah.
So this nigga was there. So at the back of the shirt. So I want when people are looking at my shirt, not to just see, hey, diesel, but I want you to see what is happening in the country. South Africa is the most unequal country in the world. White South Africans earn nearly 3 times the average wage made by black South Africans. 10% of the population owns more than 80% of the wealth. 10% of the population owns 80% of the wealth.
And
So
they the minority.
and they're the minority.
Yeah.
So it's like the reason why I wanted to do these shirts was to get such information out, you know, like so that people can know that this is the situation.
Yeah. So Buddha Lives Matter, just speak a bit more on that, like what inspired that concept? Because now there's this genocide thing going on, but this t-shirt was done way before.
Yeah, way before that.
Yeah.
With the Buddha Lives Matter is exactly what's happening with the genocide. If you live in South Africa, you know that there is no white farmers. If there are white farmers being killed, it's not a genocide. It's definitely not a fucking genocide. So it was like, I made the shirt before that, but I made it because let's say you go to Checkers, right?
Yeah.
In a white area. Just look at the attitude, any person, if it's a black person who's the cashier, look at the attitude she gives you. Like, she gives you a different type of attitude. Like, if you're at Spur and you want to complain about something, it's like, don't do that. You know, like, white matters are just taken more seriously in a country filled with black people. You know what I'm trying to say? Friendly the concept about, hey,
Yeah.
So I was like, Boer lives matter. Our lives as black people don't really matter in our country.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've realized, and that's offended me. You know, that was, you know, I was just thinking about it, and I get mad at it sometimes, you know.
Yeah. But what do you think is the cause of this whole issue?
I mean, if you're talking to Julius Malema, he's gonna say, hey, kill the Boer, yeah, what. But to be honest with you, that was 400 years ago, bruh. Now, Mandela Chile. Mandela, no, they're busy robbing Uber drivers and shit. His time is over.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a filter. If they
No filter.
No filter. Okay.
Yeah.
Zagai Fedi, Steve Biko, I appreciate them, and I appreciate their efforts and their fight. But I just feel like now, what's happening now, black people are just lazy. No cap.
Lazy? Why you say that?
Not lazy in terms of working, because we work the hardest, you know. That is true. But lazy in terms of thinking, bro. Like, naga bricks. Mutseka the effect of bricks on South Africa. Bricks, matapa. Me bra. You know what I'm trying to say, though?
Yeah.
It's like they're not informed about things that could change their lives. And even if it's not, people, you know, Joe, I heard this quote that said, money is the root of all evil. If money is the root of all evil, why do they ask for it at church? Right? So you see how a lot of people, or I'll say a lot of black people, like, Zaga is not really,
Can you turn it down? You're a flag, boy.
it's not really what are they saying?
Money at church.
Oh yeah, money.
Yeah.
In black families, it's not really spoken about though. It's like, in my family, my mom, because I was raised by my mom, she would like involve us in financial decisions. Like, okay, grab a car, and then you guys need to go to school, you guys need to do this, you guys need to do this. So there's certain things that you guys can't get, like certain clothes, certain trips you can't go to at school. So it's like, it's teaching you that it's teaching you that it's teaching you that you need to be responsible with your money. And like, it's like they're fucking focused. Like, dog, try this shit, man. Ask any nigga, any girl. This is not a hit against girls, it's not a hit against niggas. This is a hit against black people. Just ask them, what are your goals for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
He look at you like you're fucking crazy. Like, hey, what? Hey, when I'm gonna go, look, I'm doing no cheese, boy. What? Nah, bro, I'm trying to get out the hood. That's what I'm trying to do, dog. And I'm telling you about goals. It's like you need goals to move in life, to see your progress.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know I'm saying a lot of issues and a lot of topics with this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But the main thing is that I want us to just use our minds, man, dog.
Yeah. So the money issue, like, what's the situation? I should tell that nigga we're busy, bro. The money issue, like, why do you think, like, black families don't talk about it, like, at all?
I think because historically,
Alright, don't open for that nigga, man. Tell him we're busy, bro.
I think because historically, there's been. Let's talk about money. What is money?
Money. Okay, that's a broad question. Can you scale it down a bit? Too broad.
My definition of money would be time invested. So what do I mean by this? Let's say let's say you work at McDonald's, right? And you're getting a certain wage, right?
Yeah.
And I am an artist or whatever, and I get money from singing and whatever.
Yeah.
When we go to the diesel store and let's say nyaka wallet or nyaka pair of shoes or clothes, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna value that clothing more because it took you, like let's say this piece of clothing is 8,000, right? And let's say you get paid at the end of your deductions, at the end of spending what you save 2,000, right?
Yeah.
So you get 2,000 a month, right? Skip a sale or whatever. Genially, yeah, 8,000. It's 4 months of work.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But for a nigga who does, like, let's say I'm a trader now, right? And I just make 8,000 in a week.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So the nigga who has to wait 4 months to buy that diesel is gonna value it more. That's why when nothing, but it's like, if you can afford to buy a new one, why would you stress so much? Like, people are so focused on material man, I refer to them like looking rich.
Yeah.
Instead of actually stacking money. What is money? Money is a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And it's being printed daily. They print money. Federal Reserve printing. That's what inflation is. Inflation is the value of money decreasing because there's more of it in supply.
Yeah.
And the demand keeps increasing, and they're also increasing more in supply, so the value is gonna just decrease. What does this mean?
But isn't it capped, like maybe a certain amount of notes can be produced maybe in a year or?
It is capped. It should be capped.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you remember there was a financial crisis in America, 2008, and it affected like global markets, right? So then the Fed, the World Bank, the IMF, these motherfuckers, they decided that in certain emergency situations we want to print more money, right? My point of this is that money now is not backed by anything. It's just paper, right?
Yeah.
Because back in the days, money used to be backed by gold. So every $100 or 100 rand produced has to be backed by a weightage of gold.
Yeah.
And
but now we're also running out of minerals.
Exactly. So I'm going back to the black people thing. Black people's idea of wealth was in cattle, land. That was our idea of money. So if you have more cattle, you have more money. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So this was like 400 years ago. Maburu maybe 400 and something, maybe 500 years. That's how long Maburu have been in our lives, like interacting with them.
Yeah.
And that's just like high.
Yeah.
Cry like he doesn't know white people at all.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say, though? So it's like the concept of money being paper and it being is new to us in a way as black people, especially now, especially after apartheid. Because before apartheid, there were certain things that our parents couldn't do. You know, certain You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And we had to live in certain places, more luxury. You couldn't really go to the white areas and buy a house there. You know what I'm trying to say?
And talking about that, it's crazy because even if a white person is broke, though, you never see them leaving the suburbs.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's crazy. But then I feel like this money thing is new to black people, like you said. So maybe we'll get better with it with time. Because now more people are getting more richer, so we're having, you know, a standpoint.
Yeah, I feel like podcasts like this are things that push that narrative, like just a bridge. Because I'm a young nigga though, speaking from this, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to speak to my other young niggas to be like, hey, I fit to their. Hey, Buffett, nearly dinner front man, assalamu alaikum. Like means about assalamu alaikum. But assalamu alaikum, what's a cameraman?
Yeah.
That's a musical. What's a cameraman? Are when not Lalaga, Sonatunial. Ne? Arabota Daifrot Manarogasa face by yan. Old nigga dog. Yeah, niggas in his 60s, right?
60 years.
Yeah.
60
Old
plus.
niggas dog.
Yeah.
Kalapela Daman. Why you eat Rogas fit by Yana Molifati? I don't check it. A lot of niggas, dog. Eju. Go Balarico. Go Flatea. Yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
After his party or what was that, no?
Yeah.
And there were 2 girls. And they were like, how many guys? They were like 18 guys, dog.
Nah, it was 4 girls, dog.
I'm not trying to make it like.
But at least I got to get one, yeah. No?
Wait,
but yeah, it was 18 niggas.
Yeah, it was 18 niggas deep, dog. Wait did Dana Brampotani? I'm going side thing. I don't check.
Maro, I get it, I did.
Nagahaga. Nagin in the media. Debra, I'm home side thing. Which Debra Botan?
Yeah.
I'll brag what check. In twice clothes. Get why? Aramune, men kept by 18. I think more those 4 girls. I think 3 of them were spoken for. So we're all. We should have 15 men, 1. 14, na get the band. Cameraman, Nanyag. Na get the band. Tamanam pots are joke in twice clothes. Get why? Because there are 14 niggas and there's 1 girl here. And then I was like, Jobiang, Jomar, obvious right. All of us can fuck this bitch. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Arochege, I'm like, I don't check. Hey, if it's a hello, it's like non bro, go for 1 hour. Niggas started fighting, dog.
Oh, my, now
I eat the gaba, we took my screw. I can't about you want I get the Mogai. I get the Mogai, it is cancer castaba. Tomorrow, Diana boy, will Kuba ye, ne, Bafanaba. This is also laughable, by the way. Mogai cameraman. Left, right. This is laughable, by the way. Do it myself.
Yeah.
But dog, my point is that that's what fits, man. Zama, try to catch up when I Zama. What's what fits?
Yeah. But I think I see something a little baby to see experience with one swara, 1 hour, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then that's when you're like, yo, now I can chill because I've seen it. You have to experience it to understand the concept because if you haven't experienced it, you won't understand that.
True, but as I'm saying, what I say money is, it's a stored value of time. The reason why now you have to, I'm not gonna say not chase bitches, but the reason why now you have to grind is because you're not gonna be in your 20s, in your 30s forever. And you're not gonna have the energy and the freedom to grind. And you then I was watching this other video, and this guy was like, bro, you could fail. You could try something for 6 months, it doesn't work out, try another thing for 6 months, and do that for the next 10 years. And you get to 30, if you were 20, and you still have a lot of time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So when no. Focus to more banyani. We're doing my tongue, but it's not gonna tell it 350 is no clock. 370 no Ramaphosa lo lezamile
Eh,
na ke
gatsho
create
bonyana.
350 we go kry 350 brass nanga tshabole botsa how kry 350 ra ro palo go kry 350 ka mo accountong ya gago. That's what it means. The reason why Ramaphosa offer 350 is because when account ya gago e palo go kry 350.
Yeah.
So that's the reason though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I give a hatelle, but I'm just saying na ke agree 370 Ramaphosa lo lezamile.
But there's nothing wrong. There's some people that are doing dope things with it.
There are some people that are doing dope things with it, but there are other motherfuckers who are not.
And like, who are these brands that we are chasing? When you hit me, see what I mean?
One twelve, bro.
Like, who are these brands? That's your. Give away any 60, but that's your 600. Make a difference. Could you hit coating that? Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make sense, and Hennessy doesn't have a factory in South Africa. The reason
And we have dope distilleries in Cape Town.
Exactly,
We have,
dog.
3 ships is in
proudly
Cape Town.
produced. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And you know what's a big flop with niggas, right?
Yeah.
Niggas look at a price tag of something like, hey, didn't get clipper, it must be cheap. Hey, like it tau, it must be expensive. But they don't understand that before it had to come from America, the shipping costs, the tariffs that they have to put on it.
Yeah.
You know, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
The taxes that they have to put. So that thing could be 300 rand, right?
Yeah.
And the taxes could be 700 rand. And just to cover it, just so it can come to your store. Ejo, na no ke ba boditse ba fetoga ke re nna ke nyangona don bill ya to fela. Shout out Casper. You know don bill ya to fela. He ke reka diaparo go reka Galxboy fela. Le kana ke ngphathu le drippy.
Salwa ponye.
Le ponyete, ponyete o teng, ponyete kwa feme.
Yeah.
But you get my point, dog.
Yeah.
Because Kaizurne, Toto, when he gets to a position where he can do it, he will build a factory in South Africa and have everything 100% produced in South Africa, and that will create jobs for South Africans. Bro, how can we have 60% of the world's resources but have unemployment at 40%? 40% of our population is unemployed? Come on, dog. That doesn't
That's
make
the
sense.
people in power, though.
It's
to
the
be
people in
honest.
power,
Yeah.
though. But who puts the people in power?
I mean, that takes us to voting, but because a lot of young people don't believe in that on Swara.
And that's true, though.
And then another thing, it's, you know, it's a subject that I don't really like to touch on because I sit in that's already, but it could be, it doesn't make sense. We know that ANC is still gonna win regardless.
Yeah, man, ANC loses the majority.
Okay, Mara, who do you think can take down ANC apart? Iliwan is straight.
Yeah, Iliwan is called.
Iliwan.
Iliwan.
Collusion.
Yeah, that's true.
None of that.
But Boko Barana, may they rest in peace. Next, Anaboko, all of them are late. My point with that is this. As you were saying, young people don't vote. I heard that between the ages of 18 and 34, 60% of that age, like 60% of the people in that age gap didn't vote. I didn't vote myself also. Voting away.
Yeah, you voted.
Cameraman.
It's
Right.
amazing.
But as I was saying, you're voting too. Bona when I vote, I vote.
You voted.
Vote.
Yeah, EFF.
Oh, you don't have to say. This is not a sponsor.
Nah,
Not
it's not a
sponsored by
secret,
EFF.
I believe in Malema. His time.
Yeah, he is. He's a top name.
Yeah.
Hey, mara sala ka wana video engwe ena le mosadi a ibantse le mauru kwa le go ditineng wa itse tafolele wa itse bona neng o tshwere tšhelete kra nong tafola ya 18 seater so ke mo itse mo tshwere zaga ya hushana di waiter tsa o tshwara plate so ba tshwere di champagne mo go ro tlhapela ka gore a o reke byala ke mo tshwere mo tshwere tšhelete ya nnete. But yeah, my point is that
The waiters at India training and 5 years.
yeah, hospitality. But my point is that, dog, me and this nigga didn't vote. So 2 out of the 3 people here didn't vote.
But
And-
why?
Why?
If you advocating a lot for this, why didn't you vote?
I feel like I got this so for the past 6 months or the past 5 months, I've been in a different province. I've been in Western Cape, right?
Yeah.
So-
Kapstad.
Shout out my Kapstad Nayas. But
I don't use that word. Naya, I don't use that word.
Nah, but they know. As I said, I was in Western Cape for 4 months, so I saw a different way to live. I can different one.
Yeah.
Ejobitori is like rich in culture and nothing else.
Okay, elaborate a bit on that because as a capital city, as much as Cape Town is a mother city or capital city, but it's a debate now because yeah, if you actually Google it, you can debate there or Western Cape or Pretoria.
My point with that is that Pretoria,
the Union Building is in Pretoria.
it's in Pretoria. But when I get Pitori, Pirara, Lelaga Sosha, Mabopani, Haranku, Atredgeville, Mums. Amans Kara like this, Kiona Mahayare, Lamu Pitori.
Hey, Mara, no.
Or no, yato. In a robot. Habele Mama Bano gonna but something the robot. Mabani is not the robot. Even like a robot, Mabani. Already the two, I think. Galxboy. Galxboy fela.
Ah, icona.
Serious?
Nah, icona.
It was quite fair, like a robot. Mabani and the robot. Connect and the robot to do. But yeah, my point is that Pirar, Hegel Pitori is rich with anything. It's rich with only culture. Praga, Rizibatu, Bauspina Mostrating, ne?
Just been a way to drag him to where was no point, you know, elaborate.
Oh,
not a drifter.
Not spinning the car. When we spin, we're talking about a hustler. A hustler is a person who gets money from the street by any means possible. Oh, yeah, but I hacks my good recover middleman kajanyana kajisa female. That's what I'm talking about to spin. A hustler.
Yeah.
So, Joe, street niggas, dog. Hustlers, yeah. Dog, Rokonomona, Mutazuhe, Aswara Chelete, ne? Haritu Tori Chelete Yang, Maritu, Batsurukolobe. Oh, sorry. Batsuri, Kanagin, cash in transit, more eat, for example. More eat, Jiggy, next week, Mutu, or Nerepelang Lena, Mopaging, Ogo that thing, or Flesha Chelet, or Regadi Hills. Ne?
Yeah.
So, wait, you get my point? He got money. But offered Daman 5 years. Either he's gonna be in the same place he was at,
or even worse. Yeah.
I don't want to mention names because I don't want to get killed. But my point is that no cap. My point is that dog. Go Western Cape. You get street niggas. You know the old street. You know old street niggas, dog. Like the niggas who's been in the game.
And what's funny, old street niggas do. They don't. You know what pisses me off now? Niggas just still just thought I couldn't wear Gucci. Braga, if you a thief or you a criminal on Swara, you're planning and at least do I told my kids in school. I built this crib. Something like that. Not only, what's all flash on Swara. Not that I'm promoting criminality. Yeah.
But I get your point, dog. It's like, yeah.
So it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, dog.
It's a Braga, so it's
Hey, Brian. How many friends have you had? Since you were conscious, like since you've been aware of yourself, how many friends have you fucking had?
That's a dope question. I don't know. Dog.
You know the exact amount, but
how many friends did you have?
How many friends did you have? Friends are seasonal, guys. Friends are seasonal, especially if that friendship is based on.
What's the definition of a friend? Because I don't see it as a it's like car.
Yeah.
Engine,
Sure.
Or talk apart, it's a different or response. So you might have a friend, maybe or a jogging friend, one swara, whatever. A drinking friend.
I get your point.
It's different categories.
It's different categories, but it is different categories. But I like the example you used. You have a jogging friend, you have a friend who you drink with, you have a friend who you do this with, right?
Yeah.
What does that basically mean at the end of the day? You should benefit something from your friendships. The reason why friendships, especially tama para jo, wait jo, check jealous ya kasi. Kasi ni jealous jo. Ejo friend ma kyo mong ne front opposite ebile enka se chawe bole. Kopolo stop o bula ma first ro bula di curtain he rekile grocery bona Uber e stop. A ke re koloi ya ga isengile le sentse le tshetse something ga gitse le tshetse eng koloi ya ga isengile no. So kopela he Uber e re dropa. Ejo serious jo every time a car comes and aspani by the way. That is obviously why a busy level at the but every time a car stops, dog, kena mo di curtain mo kitchen kena so. And it's like bro, rawo na ju.
Yeah.
My point is that my mom now, ne?
Yeah.
Let's
But
say.
like a mama cute.
Oh,
Also my dressing ya nora eju. Relax.
Hey, regards about dress. But my point is jealous mogas. Jealous mogas ira hala hore. As you say, you should have a friend for this, and this, right? But at the end of the day, friends should be beneficial. That means, as Brayaga, I should benefit something from you. It doesn't have to be financial. Wait to join motomum jone. Okono pelalena, but it's like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
You think
when you wait.
Yeah.
So my point with that is this: friends should be beneficial and friends should grow together. Braga, regards Tomika onwa ring dance. I don't know if I can.
Yes, yeah.
Regards Tomika onwa ring dance. Le 5 years later, rena ring dance. Ara develop ake hano Braga o ke nang lena mara it start no I don't know don biliato because aksanya kono henis I don't know don biliato what's on Braga mara ke ba o thomile na di black 5 years later le sona black
Mara cosa ke that thing.
Lack of development tšhelete ya rena as Basotho e ya go bjaleng banyana di drugs lack of development maburu Braga ba develop o check none check ejo I don't know if you know
Mara did any trick in it.
sure
Lo and I'ma pick your mind. Because Mavuru Braga is like we can't shy away from the fact that they do have a head start. To find the nigga, go cameraman and that whole place.
yeah
But it's owned by one nigga.
yeah
And it's like
the plot of
over-
land yeah
It's like over 1,000 houses.
yeah
So if we're doing basic math, you pull out your calculator. It's 1,000 times, let's say a million.
1,000 times a million is a billion
And the banks give that money to
one more wanna know the boyfriend and the hospital try like the helicopter to go
Yeah, so
So,
that's what, a billion. The banks, para jo billionaire washi, ta narata seka na the demons.
sure
We'll sell the houses and we'll make our profits, whatever.
yeah
So I wanna get his
get
start
start
there,
yeah
but
okay bon
you can't compete with that, huh? And the whites are not flashy. I don't know what is it about black people.
exactly
Ejo motho yo no wa botsa ka mko KFC se monata ra na ke KFC. Ke jaga tipel for. Kuitsora etse iri.
Ejo, I like your point in that you can't compete with that, right? But check, hey, Mosotho a tshwara tšhelete. Tshwantse a ise ngwana ko sekolong tsa makgowa. Tshwantse a drive koloi e tswang Germany. Tshwantse a nwe bjala bo tswang France. And we can't compete with that. You can find to say,
And all these people are native, dog. Africans is originally. Africans is Dutch,
yeah.
which is Netherlands.
Yeah.
And it takes you to Holland. It's they not from here. Dog.
They're not from here, dog.
And
They're
ask
not from
yourself,
here.
dog, we have a lot of languages. I don't know how many languages we have now. Plus by the sign
language. I think it's 12. Yeah.
Marogreli or and like a piece of paper before. bayibethe kaSuthu bambayisile.
Oh yeah, I get your point. Like
Yeah.
matric city, later on exam come matric. It's English, the Afrikaans. I get your point, and the Afrikaners are not in large. Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. It's dog.
Ejo ukho Afrikaner se bakwala di-subject tsa bona tse tsotlhe ka Afrikaans.
Afrikaans.
Why o
Wena-
snetse ka Zulu?
Ka
Ejo
Zulu.
ka mpotsa wa re Judy teng ke phone. Ntho e ke phone. O tseya photo yana o dira so ko tlhaloganya other than I still have to learn the language.
Yeah.
But this is a
You have to-
phone.
yeah.
This is one try. So
Yeah, we are.
we are this.
And that also is a head start because it's like, yeah, that also is a head start because you have to write your exams in English and you have to learn English first. You know what I'm trying to say? Because Afrikaans people grew up speaking Afrikaans,
Yeah.
so they don't have to really learn a new language for them to
Yeah.
pass the exam. But you have to go through the process of learning a new language, then learning things in that new language. I get that, dog, but is that an excuse, Joe? Happen no Joe, no check Joe, no to groove maruru, auto check no ka jone ke ditone idrea bomba fest le tlhokomela ba fetile be se le kwa so.
O ya lema.
Oscar wa tla be ke tsama le Bianca e seng bo Bianca ba ona clap gate tla be ke tsama le Bianca wa nnete Bianca van der Walt Duplessis.
Yeah.
O check Joe makhoa no I feel like especially the youngins dog.
But they don't.
Banya go le scheme,
They
Joe.
don't have a choice. That's the
True,
thing. Because
true,
ke minority, braga. I'm sorry, you said that thing. If you can't beat them,
Join them, yeah. Exactly, dog. If you can't beat them, join them, dog. You get what I'm trying to say? So
Mara still, dog. Some white kids are still racist as fuck. The only video where I was telling Boshi, that boy no tena mara. Bagodi student what
Yeah.
bagodi racing ono tsena ka da bra ono 6'9" like on plain side
and get cool.
and it look cool.
Why when we someone else telling Bosch?
I mean, Ejo.
Ejo, never so long, Magat. We someone how come a coing avet or expect that no racism? Like how the fuck does that make sense, dog? Mr. Stellan Bosch. Yeah, white people go Stellan Bosch. White people don't like you if you haven't realized. They don't like you, dog.
Yeah.
So how is someone how that or expect that? Ejo, it's what I'm telling you, dog. You know why I someone hide that? So that when her friends call, hey, now when I go to Stellenbosch, come a coing, wait. When I want to go crossing, yeah, Marota Loca. You get my point, bro. You get my point. Because it's like, I was thinking about this, like,
Demons by relay system, bro.
by the system,
And the system is by relay. I have to blame Rothman and rest in peace Mandela. And so by relay system is standards. You see the whole problem. If there were not standards, if there was not a better car,
Yeah,
a better phone,
true.
a better house, a better whatever, we would be living nice, dog. Why you to the your little hut,
Little hut, yeah.
you don't need nothing. You got your 2 donkeys, point A, point B, you good. So now the standards.
Yeah, that is true, dog. Yeah, even the phones. The phone thing is crazy, right? Like the fact that, hey, an iPhone, too, or like, like
It's just a phone.
it's just a phone.
It's functional.
Yeah, but iPhone does take quality pictures, but it's like,
But there's also other phones, though. You know, iPhone doesn't have the best camera.
yeah. I
You know that.
Google Pixel.
Google Pixel, but before that it was Sony.
Yeah, so
Just Sony had this other phone that had a camera that was coming out. So
It's what you're saying, yeah, standards, dog, because and
and I know we are no moto asarega iPhone or because functionality.
Exactly,
Or
we reka because of
because
need.
unyokorashu.
hey braga, o itse na sela ka botsa wanyana mong kare o ne iPhone, ha ona airtime, ha ona Apple Music. Na ke ne Oppo, ke ne airtime, le Apple Music mo. My point is that, dog, is like, Ajo, wait to so many girls, ne? What's this thing, dog? The functionalities, like, you know that thing on the Apple where you can take up someone's picture and like take the crop him the like, there's so many things that these girls, these guys don't know about their phone, but ba pranka ka yona. Hey, na ke ne iPhone, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
you can tell like standards, dog. Standards.
Up and also, bro, the medium phone ke Samsung S25 but iPhone 16 cool. Battery life, everything. But then people don't understand that, just that iPhone is well packaged. And then I recently found out iPhone bro.
Hey cameraman, good luck button. Hey, who man do my podcasting but
Yeah, boss waga was a
Ara go pela boss asor hotel. But di man ke grot man armotel.
Oh, la cheme. Yeah. Ejoya ile bayanya na ne otlanot.
Eish, who man do our podcasting but also say. But I get your point, no standards.
On zwara ene battery life what wait, where we?
We're talking about how there's so many phones and people buy iPhones for like just I have an iPhone.
On zwara iPhone ugestele mara. Get say like there's better, but then people don't understand just that iPhone is how many minutes, bro? 42 minutes. We just getting started, bro. Just getting started, dog. As long as we go with light, we're still good. On Swara, Kitzila Praga. Oh, I was trying to tell you, or I recently discovered iPhone. Guess how much it's produced?
Produced for. I saw that. How much was it, dog?
I think $17.
Are they conveyed so that people can understand? $17. So 300 grand.
In China.
In China, dog. Yeah.
And then USA takes it and brands it. So, China, if a USA shell Ibafa shell,
and then just the brand.
Same with the thing that they did. Ogalabella the Mulini Shini Tedia won such a Babulate Lobona Demon, so Gucci Lesari. Gucci is Morena, Refa Dimensi, but two plane. One of our
branding,
90% of everything is produced in China, dog.
Dog, this is what I'm saying, though, dog.
Get the man.
This is what I'm saying.
Cameraman, whichever camera.
Thank you, cameraman. So this is what I'm saying, dog. People are focused on how things look, dog, instead of how things really are. When you joke, look at wanyana what cheap. What is it? Okaro kama
Pirara barenge spuru mfana.
Okaro kama tsilaka casted wa mona the whole fucking body the whole night. You go bona jo. What's karamai? Yeah.
Legit.
Mara wanyana thing bolela le. Ejo deep numbers ane. Not to offend these girls, but numbers are na ba ile tripping ngwe le banyana ba bang. Banyana ba batsela tsukiri mo bohobeng. Yo banna.
Wantswara bra.
Yo banna. Onyala ke mang wanyana. A o itwa pele. Go ro chekele banyana ba no. Barato swenka ka Uber Eats, or deliver me.
Why is it why, Braga? That's why the rich will always stay rich and the poor will always stay poor. Because the rich, Braga, always utori. Olebella, asa lebella tsauri brandy. It's like do you know this, the Maslow's hierarchy
of needs.
Of needs. I think the first one is the basics.
Yeah.
Shelter,
food, water,
and then
security.
But I think the last one is self-esteem.
Self-actualization.
Yeah, self-actualization.
Yeah.
So why wanna that thing if you're brother? You triangle if you're.
Marajo. Ebo wa hape go dating ne go botsang yona ya hore
wa bona let's come no eating them out. Yeah, I was sitting on it. Honoruga, Kugai Braga, Luci. Blame Maramapo. Cameraman on your charge is a cupcake. Irani Luzani, the Posaga.
But yeah, I feel like it comes to what we were saying, dog. Some niggas, without the Gucci belt, he'll never feel rich. Without the diesel, he'll never feel like a fulfilled in life.
Maraboso aga diesel ma. Why rasavete makosa? Rasavete ponyete, braga, ponyete. You know what I like about PTA? PTA is culture based.
Culture.
Before
but we're only rich in culture.
Once or before tsena bopunyete na re itse re embedded o sa tswara skipper sa embedded nyana or item na re itse ra jo
That's facts, dog.
but then we support
Loction
niggas
culture,
that don't
loction
even
culture.
once we supporting niggas that cameraman or had a little too much to drink there man.
Yeah.
But it's just one zero for the cameraman.
Yeah, cameraman.
Yeah.
Cameraman. Thailand. Mara e khalera monyatsa mo tse ba re ke mang nice ba mo romang botlhoboso. But Ejo dog,
We running out of light.
dog, it's dog. Ejo bona banyana no ne. How's na weave? How say lo? How's na fake hair? How say?
Ke moriri wa man.
Ke moriri wa ma jo. Manala. Tshuntu tsentse manala ama fake. Moriri o mo fake.
Makeup.
You get my point, dog. It's like, so what are we really falling in love with? That's my question. Then you get what I'm saying? Ejo cheke bayana kam khuleni tlaila no, ne? I can say sorry, not all of you, obviously. Obviously. Where's the flop looking, man? I'm just gonna talk side topic. Flop no go to the good girls and the hoes dress the same, talk the same, go to the same places. Why you no kono thakana le go bomba festa? I'm not like all of the rest. Why go get go bomba festa? We were rough dance of it or not the same. So the problem is that the good girls are standing way too close to the hoes. Namu said I go library. Yeah, go tasha say. Yeah, at the tegela sandwich. It's saying, hey, get to get la, Romela's part.
No, so if I needed them, but like, oh, Buffalo need their age. Niggas have to do this for me. Niggas, in Dotamas.
In Dotamas because daddy didn't. As you know, I'm not gonna cap for you, ne? Nigga, what's that? June, ne?
Yeah.
Get what check. Girls who don't know their dads give good head. On God, dog. Like on God, dog. On God. Why you no kono manata ka life no go no bulele mama hai uzor mang uko giti ngule mates. Yeah. U cheke wanyano le ka mumpeto. No care for you, dog. It's like, dog, when you don't have a male, when you don't have a male, can I finish? When you don't have a male figure in the house, it's time.
Okay, for the females, and then for the outies, kore okatwa loli kore ibeang ju it too easy thing. Mara some when you don't have one figure, it's like usne betray one so usne positive or negative.
Sure.
That thing is a spark. Mara omo ngoto putsore joy inside. Since you talk negative, ergebe negative, positive and everything.
I get you, yeah.
Because I feel like June, people that should grind the most. Disadvantage background.
Yeah, true.
So you find niggas from this situation, but that nigga's taking drugs there, now he's fucking it up more. It's tricky.
Hey, when you shit my crystal. Daman na lemo live ne.
Yeah.
Like so then YML lemo sofe and died the pala. Baleta di pala skin.
Oh, the pipe is
Yeah, the pipe is a little bona.
that class.
Yeah, Salamo Musofi. So what about? But his point was like, so he did a video after this, like, one about to be the crystal, Marabana Lebo Meba, eh? I want to go Louis. Not no, yeah, 300 bedroom, married to my crystal, yeah. She's my crystal, so that nigga's point, I wait till you understood that nigga's point.
Yeah.
Lena Waga see in a buffet to Bavida died in. Barnaga was a good buffet. I'm not Jesus, obviously. I can't tell you what drugs to take. But what I will tell you is that whatever you do, just maintain it. Ska hadalla re no cause we no tsuba di Krista. On sorry get on so zola. Ska hadalla le batswadi ba hao.
Yeah.
Ska ba tshwenya ka mo ntlung ya bona.
Yeah.
On sorry get
Yeah.
How do you get if regular ntlu ya hao, regular koloi hao, jonga so botso bo rubile. Mara nna ka mo ntlung ya mama hao, nna ke tla o botsa he, nna ke tla le botsa ba bafana ba di crystal e tswang ka mo ntlung tsa bo mama lena. Khono tsuba pila.
Yeah.
Stopang go stressa batswadi. Bafana ba no jo. Yes.
And then also, bro, I was and because Ogalagala generation that's going further, it's gonna be more tricky because no so rights are getting more hectic.